Hey everyone, this is Abby Shapiro, and this is going to be a video tour of the technology workshop that I made for our iTech 7460 course. I chose to present on Seesaw, and the reason I chose to present on this was because I wanted to choose something that would be user-friendly for the teachers and also something that aligned to our school's personalization plan. And I knew that with Seesaw, I could make a fun, hands-on workshop, and the teachers would be able to find something some meaningful uses for it that they could immediately take back to their classrooms. Plus, I really love Seesaw, so I knew that I would be enthusiastic about presenting it. This is the introduction page to my website, which is my online component. Over here, it just is a quick snapshot of what Seesaw is, and then they can click this link to sign up for free. They can go ahead and set up their own classrooms in Seesaw. Over here I have, this is on the main page, the lesson plan. Also, I have a technology workshop agenda. Here are my 3 handouts. I have a screenshot guide for Seesaw, how to set up a Seesaw class, and then 100 ways to use Seesaw. And then I can quickly show you what those 3 look like. This is the screenshot guide for one of my handouts, just kind of so they can see what the different buttons mean. This is how to set up a class in Seesaw for those newbies that need step-by-step directions. I also included a QR code that they could scan for a video tutorial to further help them set up their classes. And then the 100 ways to use Seesaw to get ideas to use Seesaw in their own classrooms. All of the teachers brought a laptop or one of their Surface Pro devices with them, plus an additional device, either an iPhone or an iPad, so that they could download the Seesaw app and participate using Seesaw through the eyes of a student, which was part of my workshop. We began over here on this first tab, what is Seesaw? I gave a brief explanation detailing what exactly Seesaw is and how it aligned to our school's personalization plan. I gave some reasons why I love Seesaw. And then I also have a Prezi that gives even more information about Seesaw with links to tutorials embedded within that Prezi. It gives further information about how it aligns to our school's vision and our school's personalization plan. After that, I let the teachers practice using Seesaw as a student. What they did is they took their own devices, they logged in as a student and scanned this QR code. And that took them to a page that I created for this professional development. I made a little assignment for them so that they could see what it's like to use Seesaw as a student. First, they practiced using the camera tool, and then they practiced using the drawing tool, and then they practiced using the audio tool to make a comment on a friend's post. They just used the first initial of their name as their student name. It was really fun and it went really well, and I think that it gave the teachers an opportunity to see what it's like to really use Seesaw, and they had a lot of fun with it, as you can see. This is the best. After they got some practice using Seesaw, we went over some ideas for how they could use Seesaw in their own classrooms. I put some of my favorite ideas here that I went through, and then I also provided links to more ideas differentiated by K through 2 and 3 through 5. And then I also embedded that one handout here, 100 ways to use Seesaw, because I thought that was a really great handout. Then I made it even more hands-on by allowing the teachers to collaborate with each other. I embedded a Padlet here so that they could type in how they could use Seesaw in an upcoming unit or standard that they were planning for. And each grade level posted to the Padlet with some ideas so that they can then go back and look at each other's ideas. It's just another way to get them thinking about how they could use Seesaw in their own classrooms and to make it hands-on. After that, they can then go back to the welcome page, and if they didn't have the opportunity to sign up for Seesaw as a teacher, they could create their own accounts, and I kind of walked around and facilitated that and helped anybody, and they used those handouts that I was talking about earlier over here, the setup handout, to set up their class. If you look on the rubric, it says that we should have 2 additional documents, and my additional documents were the agenda right here in order to exceed on the rubric, and then I also created this promotional flyer right here, which went out before Thanksgiving break to let the teachers know what my workshop was going to be about and kind of get them excited about it. Lastly, at the end of my workshop, the teachers went to this evaluation tab up here, and they completed the Seesaw workshop survey, which I created in Google Forms. And I used Vygotsky's questions for that. And then I also have here my evaluation narrative where I analyze the results, and it's linked here. The results were really great. I had very positive feedback. Everyone seemed very excited and energized and happy to try Seesaw in their own classrooms. I was really, really happy with how it went. The only downfall was that we were kind of pressed for time, and I had too much that I wanted to talk about. And then we were in a really large room, so it was hard for me to kind of walk around and get to everybody that might have needed help. So as a follow-up, we already have plans for me to do a second workshop on Seesaw, kind of but beyond just the basics, more tips and tricks and more ideas for how you can differentiate with Seesaw, and just more in-depth training. And we're going to do that when we come back in January on one of the professional development days. And then, yes, but overall it was a really great experience. I think that it helped me grow as a technology coach, and actually helped me grow with my leadership skills as well. I think that just about wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching.